volleyball action. Tonight's matchup has the Central Hardin Bruins and the Elizabethtown Panthers. We're now going to turn it over to our PA announcer for the lineups for both the Bruins and the Panthers. So there we have the lineups for both teams. Again, for the Central Hardin Bruins, they come in with a 19-1 record on the season. Elizabethtown coming in with an 8-6 record. These two met in a classic E-Town Central Hardin matchup back on September 6th. Central Hardin pulling that one out in a 3-2 victory. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned family-run pest control company. It's been serving the surrounding area since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. We do want to say hello to Mr. Bob Atcher, one of our longtime viewers and fans and individual who has sent me messages when things didn't go right or we didn't have sound or we didn't have picture. He's in the hospital tonight. Bob, we want to wish you all the best in everything that you do. Can't wait to see you at the next game. But just really want to send some praise out to him because he's a very special friend of ours here at HCEC-TV. On the court to start off for the Bruins, Claire Worrell, Addison Keith, Harper Lewis, Katie Vest, Larkin Taylor, Sadie Atcher, and the libero coming in will be Sam Nelson. For Elizabethtown, Addison James, Jessica Smallwood, Alyssa Philpott, Lexi Davis, Grace Godfrey, and the libero tonight for the Panthers is Avery Powers. Nelson will serve first for the Bruins. Davis right at the net. James quick sets. Philpott goes back row. Atcher now up for Keith. She gets the kill. Set was by Vest. 1 serving 0. Godfrey to James. Outside, Jessica Smallwood gets the kill. And Avery Powers will head to the service line for the Panthers, as Josie Smallwood will check in on the front line. 1 serving 1. Hatcher to Vest. Outside for Keith, just taps that one over and finds an open spot. Claire Royal now to the line for the Bruins, 2 serving 1. Davis to Powers for Jessica Smallwood. Cross court, Nelson gets that one. Vest right at the net, sends it over. Powers sends it right back. Atcher to Vest. Quick set inside for Lewis. Goes to the back line. Davis gets that one. Jessica Smallwood will bump it over. Nelson to Vest. She goes outside for Keith. Hits towards the middle. Davis gets that one. Jessica Smallwood sends it over. Nelson gets it there. Vest outside. Keith now. Cross court kill. 3 serving 1. That goes long. Service error, point to the Panthers. Gracie Blair checks in on the back line for the Bruins. Ava LaFollette checking in on the front line for the Panthers. Jessica Smallwood to the service line. 2 serving 3. Immediately they go right at Jones. Overpass, comes back. Power saves it in. Jessica Smallwood gets it over. Nelson to Vest. Outside Keith. Taps that one over. Davis gets to that one. James sends it outside. LaFollette. Cross court. Nelson got to it. Vest not able to get it back. Point Panthers. 3 serving 3. Ace. 4 serving 3. Ace. 5 serving 3. And it is very different coming from Jessica Smallwood. Most serves that we have at the high school level all kind of have a crest. They're going up and then start down. When Smallwood catches this at its highest point, she can hit it down the entire way it comes across. Nelson gets that one popped in the air. Atcher bumps it. Now it'll be Vest who'll send it over. Powers to Janes. Inside Josie Smallwood. That one just tips over. And a net violation on the Bruins. 6 serving 3. Nelson right at the net. Vest sends it over. Powers gets that one. Josie Smallwood outside LaFollette. That one blocked at the net. Powers pops it in the air. James back row. Jessica Smallwood. That doesn't clear the tape. Point Bruins. Addison Keith now back to serve for the Bruins. 4 serving 6. Jessica Smallwood right back at the net, sent back over. A lift called on the Panthers. Point Bruins. 5 serving 6. Powers, and no one able to get there. Some miscommunication that time by the Panthers. 6 serving 6. Powers to James again inside. Josie Smallwood taps that one over. Nelson gets to it. Vest for Lewis. Off the front line. Davis pops that one in the air. James set. Oh, Jessica Smallwood, that one kind of out off the end of her finger, not able to get over the net. 7 serving 6. Powers right at the net, serve back. Josie Smallwood over. Nelson sends it up. Vest pops it in the air. Now Atcher will send it back row. Powers is there. to Janes. Inside, Josie Smallwood off the front line. Nelson again to Vest. Back outside. Atcher rolls that one towards the middle. LaFollette gets it. Janes back for Josie Smallwood. Off the blockers, gets the kill. Ella Brown checking in for the Panthers. Katie Commonson checking in for Central Hardin. So Addison Janes heads to the service line. 7 serving 7. Blair to Vest, outside or in the middle for Lewis. Dug out that time by Powers. Outside, LaFollette blocked at the net. Josie Smallwood sends it over. Atcher sends it right back. Powers to Janes. Outside, LaFollette blocked at the net. Point Central. Larkin Taylor back in on the front line for the Bruins, as it'll be Harper Lewis to the service line. 8 serving 7. Powers to Janes. LaFollette just sends that one over and she tools the block. Point Panthers. Josie Smallwood now serving for the Panthers. 8 serving 8. Blair to Vest. Back sets for Taylor. That's long. 9 serving 8. Commonson to Vest. Back to the middle. Taylor will just bump it over. Jessica Smallwood to Janes. For Philpott, she gets the kill. 10 serving 8. Commonson to Vest in the middle for Taylor. Off the front line, she gets the kill. Point Bruins. Worrell will check back in on the front line as Katie Vest heads to the service line. 9 serving 10. And that'll be an ace. 10 serving 10. Powers to James. Back sets. LaFollette sends it over. Nelson to Vest. She'll send it outside for Atcher. Atcher off the front line gets the kill. 11 serving 10. And these two played in a 5-set thriller, one of the first events that took place inside the new Central Hardin Gym back on September 6th. Powers to Janes in the middle. Philpott sends it over, just gotten to by Vest. Nelson pops it up. Worrell just bump it back line. Powers to Janes again in the middle. Philpott, that one's long. 12 serving 10. In that match, Central Hardin won sets 1 and 2. Elizabethtown came back winning sets 3 and 4, and then Central took the 5th set for the victory. That one catches the top of the tape. Jessica Smallwood to Janes, outside. Brown, that one blocked at the net by Taylor. LaFollette now will bump this one over. Commonson up to Vest. She'll back set for Worrell. Sends it down the line. It's in. Point Bruins. And with that, Coach Catlett will take his first time out. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. eTownApartments.com is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company. It's been serving the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. We come back to action. Katie Vest will be at the line for the Bruins, 13 serving 10. Jessica Smallwood to Janes. Back sets, LaFollette will bump that one over. Nelson gets to it. Vest just dumps it in, able to find open spot. 14 serving 10. Jessica Smallwood to James, inside Philpott. That one doesn't get over. 15 serving 10. That's going to be an ace. 16 serving 10. Coach Catley going to take a second time out here in set number 1. For Elizabethtown, their next ball game will be on the 26th. That'll be next Tuesday as they will host the Nelson County Cardinals here at Charlie Rollins Memorial Gymnasium. For Central Hardin, they're back in action tomorrow night. They will head up to Lexington to Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School where they will take on Lexington Catholic. For us tomorrow night, we will be at, I apologize, I just dropped my notes where I had the games at. We will be at North Hardin as they will take on Bullitt East. Game set to take off at 7:30. Next week on Monday, it's John Hardin and North Hardin in volleyball action at North Hardin. On Wednesday, it'll be the same two schools, but it'll be girls soccer action between John Hardin and North Hardin. And then next Friday, we're actually back here at Elizabethtown as Elizabethtown Panthers will host the Central Yellow Jackets from Louisville. As we come back to action, Katie Vest remains at the line for the Bruins, 16 serving 10. Jessica Smallwood, this one overpass, tipped back over. LaFollette gets to that one. Back sets for Jessica Smallwood. To the back line, Vest got to it. Nelson pops it in the air. Now Atcher will send it. That goes long. Point Panthers. And so it'll be Ava LaFollette at the line for Elizabethtown, 11 serving 16. Nelson to Vest. In the middle for Taylor. Tipped over. Finds the open spot. Addison Keith will check back in on the front line for the Bruins. Sadie Atcher heads to the service line. 17 serving 11. Godfrey to Janes, outside Jessica Smallwood. She gets the kill on the back line. It's tough to stop her. Lexi Davis checking into the lineup for Elizabethtown. She'll head to the service line, 12 serving 17. That one, Atcher to Nelson, and then Keith not going to be able to get it over. Point Panthers, 13 serving 17. Nelson to Vest for Taylor. That one blocked at the net, sent back up by Nelson to Vest. Back sets again for Keith. She goes back line. Davis gets that one to James. Bump sets outside. Jessica Smallwood. Nelson got to it. Worrell pops it in the middle. Vest will send it back row. Powers gets there. James across for Jessica Smallwood. She's just going to bump it to the back row. Sadie Atcher on that one. Vest outside. Keith winds up. Davis gets to that one. Ball bouncing around. Powers gets it now bumped over by Jessica Smallwood. Atcher to Vest. Outside Keith. One more time. Lines it up. That's in. Point Central. Harper Lewis back in on the front line for the Bruins as Sam Nelson heads to the service line. 18 serving 13. Davis to Janes. Outside, Jessica Smallwood. That one doesn't clear the tape. 19 serving 13. Davis to Janes. Powers sends it back row. Atcher to Vest. Quick set for Lewis. Picked up on the back line by Davis. James going to throw it outside. Jessica Smallwood back line. Atcher got there. Not able to control it. And the point, Elizabethtown. Josie Smallwood back in on the front line for the Panthers as Avery Powers goes to the service line. 14 serving 19. That goes wide. Claire Worrell will now go to the service line. 20 serving 14. Davis to Janes. Outside Jessica Smallwood, and she tools the block. Gracie Blair back in for the Bruins. Ava LaFollette back in for the Panthers. Jessica Smallwood to the service line. 15 serving 20. Nelson, this will be right at the net. Vest sends it over. Powers gets to that one. Davis outside. LaFollette, she'll go cross court. Nelson there. Vest sets up for Keith. Off the blockers there. Vest sends it over. Powers gets to it. Davis pops it in there. Now LaFollette will roll it back road to Nelson. Vest, quick set again for Lewis. That one, we're going to have a net violation on the Panthers. Point Central Hardin. And that'll send Addison Keith to the service line. 21 serving 15. Powers to Janes. Outside LaFollette. She'll go back line. Nelson there. Vest pops it in the air. Cross for Atcher. Back lone. That's long. Point E-Town. Ella Brown back in for the Panthers. Katie Commonson back in for the Bruins. Addison James now at the line for the Panthers. 16 serving 21. Blair to Vest. Outside Atcher. That goes wide. 17 serving 21. Commons in, not able to return. Ace for Janes. 18 serving 21. Nelson to Vest. She'll send it outside for Atcher. Atcher cross court. Goes wide. Central Hardin looking for a touch call. 19 serving 21. I was surprised Coach Reinecker didn't take a timeout on that, or after that point. Blair to Vest. She just dumps it over. Powers sends it back for Lewis there. Now Janes gets it to Powers. Outside LaFollette goes back roads long. Point Bruins. Larkin Taylor back in on the front line as Harper Lewis heads to the service line. 22 serving 19. Jessica Smallwood to Janes for Josie Smallwood. That one blocked at the net. Oh, there's been some miscommunication. Point Bruins. 23 serving 19. That floats along. Point and serve over to the Panthers. Sam Nelson checks back in on the back line for the Bruins. Celissa Philpott checks in on the front line for the Panthers, and it'll be Josie Smallwood to the service line. 20 serving 23. Again, it's the first one to 25, leading by at least 2 in the first 4 sets. Vest outside for Atcher. Atcher gets the kill. If we go to a 5th set, it'll be the first one to 15, leading by at least 2. Claire Worrell back in now for Central as Katie Vest heads to the service line. 24 serving 20. Jessica Smallwood to Janes. Quick set inside Philpott. Philpott takes it off the blockers and gets the kill. Ayla Follett now at the line for E-Town. 21 serving 24. Nelson to Vest for Taylor, tipped over, not able to return it, and Central Hardin will take set number 1, 25-21. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, or personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. Take a virtual tour today at etownapartments.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff, available for all your recycling needs. Located at 311 Steel Drive in Elizabethtown. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company and has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank, with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. Reminder, tomorrow night we're back on the air, 7:30 kickoff time, as the Chargers from Bullitt East come to take on the Trojans of North Hardin. Kickoff time is scheduled for 7:30. Coach Paul Gray bringing all of that action. On Monday night, it'll be volleyball action as the John Hardin Bulldogs will travel to take on the North Hardin Trojans. That one's scheduled to start at 7:30 as well. Next Wednesday, it'll be girls soccer action. North Hardin will travel to John Hardin. And then next Friday night, it will be at Elizabethtown as they will host Louisville Central. That one with a 7:30 kickoff time. Let's get ready to start set number 2. On the court for the Bruins, Katie Vest, Sadie Atcher, Claire Worrell, Addison Keith, Larkin Taylor, and Harper Lewis, with Sam Nelson set to check in as the libero. And for Central Hardin, they're back in action tomorrow night as they will travel to Lexington. They will play at Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School, and they will play against Lexington Catholic. For the Panthers, their next ball game will be Tuesday night as they will host the Nelson County Cardinals. Also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, in its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. On the court for the Panthers will be Jessica Smallwood, Grace Godfrey, Addison James, Lexi Davis, Alyssa Philpott, and Josie Smallwood, with Avery Powers set to check in as their libero. Ava LaFollette now onto the court also for the Panthers. I think they're going to be in a different rotation this time. It'll be Ella Brown that will start. Oh, yeah, it'll be Ella Brown that will start off set number 2. Keith to Vest. Back outside for Keith. Blocked at the net by Philpott. Vest again outside for Keith. This time she'll tap it over. James gets to that one to Powers. Bump sets outside. Jessica Smallwood gets the kill. 1 serving 0. Also like to thank our student workers here at HCEC-TV that make this all possible. Crew chief is Jackson Houston. On the cameras tonight, Grant Bush and Isaiah Washington. Technical director is Rick Buell, and our audio is by Parker Lally. 1 serving 0. That goes long. Point and serve back to the Bruins. Harper Lewis back in on the front line as Sam Nelson hits the service line. 1 serving 1. Davis to James, right at the net for Philpott, tapped over, finds an open hole. Grace Godfrey back in. She heads to the service line for E-Town. 2 serving 1. Atcher to Vest in the middle for Lewis. That's long. 3 serving 1. Nelson to Atcher. Now Vest will send it over. Powers to James. Outside, Jessica Smallwood. Big hit. 4 serving 1. That one floats long. Claire Worrell now to the service line for the Bruins. 2 serving 4. Davis, an overpass, tip kill that time by Vest. 3 serving 4. That'll be an ace. 4 serving 4. Jessica Smallwood to Janes. Back for Jessica Smallwood. She rips it down the middle, gets the kill. Katie Commonson checking in now for the Bruins. Josie Smallwood back in on the front line for the Panthers. Avery Powers to the line, 5, serving 4. Atcher to Vest. Middle for Lewis, just tapped over, gotten there by Josie Smallwood. Janes pops it up. Jessica Smallwood will bump it back line to Nelson. Vest outside, Keith. And Keith gets the kill. Addison Seago now in to serve. Five serving 5. Davis to Janes. Josie Smallwood in the middle. That goes long. Six serving 5. Powers to Janes. Bump set downside, Jessica Smallwood. That goes long. 7 serving 5. That one goes long. The service error, point and serve back over to the Panthers. Jessica Smallwood heads to the line. Ella Brown will check in on the front line. 6 serving 7. Commonson overpass. Powers to Janes in the middle. Josie Smallwood. She gets the kill. 7 serving 7. Goes long. Harper Lewis now to the line for the Bruins. 8 serving 7. Into the net. Point Elizabethtown. Ava Follett sent to check in for the Panthers. Sam Nelson back in for the Bruins. And Addison Janes heads to the service line. 8 serving 8. Nelson to Vest in the middle for Taylor. She just tips it over. Gets the kill. Claire Worrell checking back in for Central Hardin as Katie Vest heads to the service line. 9 serving 8. Jessica Smallwood to Janes. Back sets for Josie Smallwood to the middle. Nelson gets that one. Vest back sets for Worrell. She'll just tap that one over. Powers to Janes in the middle for Josie Smallwood. She gets the kill. Josie Smallwood will head off to the service line. Alyssa Philpott checks back in on the front line for the Panthers. 9 serving 9. Nelson to Vest. For Atcher, she goes cross court. Josie Smallwood got to it. Janes pops it in the air. Brown will send it back row. Seago to Vest. Quick sets for Taylor. She tools the block. Point Central. Addison Keith back into the lineup for Central Hardin. Sadie Atcher to the service line. 10 serving 9. Powers to Janes for the Follett, not able to return after the block by Taylor. 11 serving 9. Powers to Janes. A back row for Jessica Smallwood, gets that one over. Vest pops it up. Nelson outside for Keith. Blocked at the net by Philpott. Taylor to Vest for Worrell. She goes off the front line. Janes gets that one to Powers. Back outside La Follette. She'll take it. She gets the kill. Lexi Davis back into the lineup for the Panthers, and she'll head to the service line. 10 serving 11. Hatcher to Nelson for Keith. She goes back line, it's long. 11 serving 11. Hatcher to Nelson. Really the front. Keith will just punch that one over. Davis to James. Outside, Jessica Smallwood. She gets the kill. 12 serving 11. Ace. Miscommunication that time by the Bruins. 13 serving 11. Nelson to Vest. Outside for Keith. Just has to tap that one over. Janes to Powers for Jessica Smallwood. That goes wide. Harper Lewis back in on the front line for the Bruins. Sam Nelson to serve. 12 serving 13. Davis to Janes. Sends it across. Jessica Smallwood. Nelson gets to that one right at the net. Not able to play it. Point E-Town. Grace Godfrey back in for the Panthers. She heads to the service line. 14 serving 12. That's an ace. 15 serving 12. Catches the net, service error. Claire Worrell now to the line for the Bruins. 13 serving 15. Davis to Jessica Smallwood into the middle. James will send that one over. Atcher to Vesh. She sends it back row. Davis is there. James pops it up. Jessica Smallwood turns, shoots. That's wide. 14 serving 15. And we are in set number 2. Jessica Smallwood right at the net. Jane strives to send it over. Popped up by Philpott. Godfrey will send it over. Nelson to Vest. In the middle for Lewis. That goes off a couple of blockers and out. And we're all tied at 15 apiece. Philpott. Now James will just bump it over. Nelson to Vest. Outside Keith. That one blocked at the net. Diving dig by Worrell. Now Vest will send it over. That goes long. Point Panthers. Katie Commonson back in for the Bruins. Josie Smallwood back in on the front line for the Panthers. Avery Powers to the service line. 16 serving 15. Ace. 17 serving 15. Nelson to Vest. In the middle for Lewis. Just taps that one over. Jessica Smallwood to James. That's going to clear the net. Vest sends it back over. It's in. Point Bruins. Addison Seago back into the lineup for Central Hardin. Shelley to the service line. 16 serving 17. Davis to James. She'll go outside. Jessica Smallwood. Commonson gets that one to Seago. She bumps it. This is going to be right at the net. Clears the net. Popped up in the air. Nelson will send it over. Now Davis gets to that one. Blocked at the net. It was James trying to put it over. Powers outside. Jessica Smallwood. She'll just send it to the middle. Atcher sends it back over. Josie Smallwood to James. Back for Jessica Smallwood. Takes lines up. Nelson gets to that one. Like I say, I believe there was a net violation on the Bruins. Point E-Town. Ella Brown back in on the front line as Jessica Smallwood heads to the service line. 18 serving 16. Commons an overpass. Powers. Ooh, that one tapped over by Josie Smallwood. Nelson pops it in the air. Atcher sends it cross court, gets the kill. Harper Lewis now at the line for the Bruins. 17 serving 18. Jessica Smallwood to James for Josie Smallwood off the front line. Commonson gets to that one. To Vest outside. Atcher. Atcher off, pops it in the air, and then we call a double for a point for the Panthers. Ava Follett back in on the front line for E-Town. Addison James heads to the service line. 19 serving 17. Commonson to Vest for Taylor, and she gets the kill. Claire Worrell back in on the front line for Central Hardin. Katie Vest now to the line, 18 serving 19. Jessica Smallwood to James and Josie Smallwood, that one blocked. Jessica Smallwood back line, Vest gets to that one. Nelson outside Worrell just will tap that one. Josie Smallwood gets to it, diving as Avery Powers and sent over by James. Nelson to Vest in the middle, Taylor, that one dug out by Powers. Jessica Smallwood outside, Powers will send that one over. Nelson to Vest, gonna go outside for Atcher, off the blockers. Brown gets to that one, James, back set, Jessica Smallwood gets the kill. Josie Smallwood will head to the service line for the Panthers. Central Hardin takes their first time out here in set number 2. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates, more personal attention for more effective results. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. Take a virtual tour today at etownapartments.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding area since 1976. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at muggabug.com. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. So we come back out onto the court. It'll be Josie Smallwood at the line for the Panthers. 20, serving 18.
Rogers, that's long.
That goes long. Addison Keith back in on the front line for Central Hardin. Avery Powers back in for E-Town. That one goes to Powers. Janes for Jessica Smallwood. That one goes long. Sam Nelson at the line. Oh, sorry. Sadie Atcher at the line for the Bruins. 20, serving 20. Powers to Janes. Back sets. LaFollette unblocked it. They're going to say it was not blocked. It didn't clear the tape. 4 hits. 21, serving 20. Powers to Janes. Philpott not able to get that one over. And with that, Coach Catlett will take his first time out of set number 2. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. And you can always check out our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. We'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Come back out. It'll be Sadie Atcher at the line for the Bruins. 22, serving 20. Powers. Just James inside for Philpott. That doesn't clear the net. 23, serving 20. One of the comments made by the Central Hardin student section was inappropriate. So, Earl Warnham, back to action. That goes long. Point E-Town. Lexi Davis back in for the Panthers. She heads to the service line. 21, serving 23. Nelson to Vest. Outside Keith. That one doesn't clear the net. 22, serving 23. Nelson to Vest. To the middle. Taylor sends it over. She gets the kill. Harper Lewis checks back in on the front line. Sam Nelson will head to the service line, serving for the set. 24, serving 22. Davis to to Janes. Bump sets outside, Jessica Smallwood. That doesn't clear the net, and Central Hardin goes up 2-0. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results, with locations in Elizabethtown, Hodgenville, Radcliffe, and South Louisville. Online at physicaltherapyky.com. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service with over 30 years of combined experience. For those who are serving our country in the military, a discount is available. Take a virtual tour today at etownapartments.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff available for all your recycling needs. Located in Elizabethtown at 311 Steel Drive, call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminating is a locally owned, family-run pest control company that has been serving Hardin, Meade, Grayson, and Nelson counties and the surrounding areas of Kentucky since 1976. Whatever your pest control issues are, termites, spiders, crickets, general pests, even moles, their team has the knowledge, skill, and training to safely and effectively eliminate the problem. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. West Point Bank with 5 offices located in Elizabethtown, Radcliffe, Upton, Glendale, and West Point. Let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple. Online at westpointbank.com. I'd like to thank all of our student workers for making tonight's broadcast possible. In the truck is Jackson Houston, along with Grant Bush and Isaiah Washington, Brooke Buell, and Parker Lally. Tomorrow night, we're back on the air at 7:30 as Bullitt East Chargers travel to Radcliffe to take on the North Hardin Trojans. Coach Paul Beret will bring you all that action. Kickoff scheduled for 7:30. Next week, we'll be on the air on Monday night. It will be John Hardin at North Hardin in volleyball action. On Wednesday night, North Hardin will travel to John Hardin in girls soccer action. And then next Friday night, we will be back here at Elizabethtown as Elizabethtown will host Louisville Central. For these two teams, for the visitors, Central Hardin Bruins, they're back in action tomorrow night as they will travel to Lexington to Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School, where they will take on Lexington Catholic. For the Panthers, they're back in action on Tuesday night as they will host the Cardinals of Nelson County. That one's scheduled for a 7 o'clock start time. Out on the court now for the Bruins, Larkin Taylor, Harper Lewis, Addison Keith, Katie Vast, Claire Worrell, and Sadie Atcher, with Sam Nelson set to check in as the libero. For Elizabethtown, Alyssa Philpott, Ella Brown, Addison Janes, Josie Smallwood, Jessica Smallwood, and they should have one other player. Here she comes, Ava LaFollette. And the libero for the Panthers will be Avery Powers. Sam Nelson will start it off with the service for the Bruins. Down the line, Jessica Smallwood to Janes. Outside Brown off the front line. Nelson gets that one to Vast. Inside for Lewis. And Lewis gets the kill as it goes off the front blockers. 1-0. That goes long. Point serve over to E-Town.
Lexi Davis will check in. She'll head to the service line. 1 serving 1. Worrell to Vest for Lewis. Powers gets to that one to Davis. Now to be Powers that'll bump it over. Nelson to Vest. Outside Keith. Keith gets the kill. Worrell now heads to the service line. 2 serving 1. Davis to James for Jessica Smallwood. She's going to bump that one over. Atcher to Vest. Outside Keith. That one hit long. Point E-Town. Gracie Blair back in the lineup for the Bruins. As Grace Godfrey checks in for E-Town. She heads to the service line. 2 serving 2. Blair to Vest for Keith, and not able to get to it on the Panthers. Point Central. Addison Seago back in. 3 serving 2. Davis to Janes. Outside, Jessica Smallwood just rolls that one over. Blair to Vest. She'll send it over there. Powers gets to that one. Jane's going to try it back. Nelson gets that one to Vest. Outside, Atcher now just tips it over and able to get a point for the Bruins. 4 serving 2. Davis to Janes in the middle for Philpine, off the blockers. Nelson gets that one to Vast to the middle for Lewis. She's blocked, but goes out. Kill for Harper Lewis. 5 serving 2. Godfrey to Janes for Jessica Smallwood. She goes off the blockers. Nelson gets their Vest, just taps it over. Towers not able to get it. Vest with just her right hand actually tipped it back behind her and over the net. 6 serving 2. Davis to James. Outside, Jessica Smallwood. She gets the kill there. Avery Powers now heads to the service line as Josie Smallwood comes back in on the front line. 3 serving 6. Blair to Vest in the middle for Lewis. That one blocked. Nelson sends it back over. Powers to Jane. She's going to send it towards the net. Jessica Smallwood again goes off of Blair. 4 serving 6. Blair to Vest. Outside, Atcher off the front line blockers gets the kill. Larkin Taylor back in for the Bruins. As Harper Lewis hits to the service line. 7 serving 4. Davis to James. Outside, Jessica Smallwood. She gets the kill. Jessica Smallwood now to the line as Ella Brown checks back in on the front line for the Panthers. 5 serving 7. Nelson to Vest. She'll dump that one over. Gotten to by Godfrey to Janes for Josie Smallwood. Tapped over. Nelson gets that one. To Vast in the middle for Taylor. Just able to get to it, but not able to return it are the Panthers. Claire Worrell back in the front line for the Bruins. As Katie Vest heads to the service line. 8 serving 5. That one almost overpassed. Atcher just tip kills that one. 9 serving 5. Powers to Janes in the middle. Josie Smallwood blocked to the net. She pops back up. Godfrey plays it to the middle. Jessica Smallwood sends it over. Nelson to Vast. Back sets World, just can tip it to the middle. Powers there. Janes sends it back over. Nelson gets that one. Vest outside. Atcher off the front line. Powers will get that one. That's going to be a net violation as Janes, unfortunately, was taken under the net. And it's Central. 10 serving 5. Jessica Smallwood to Powers. For Brown, she goes cross court. Nelson gets that one. To Vest. For Atcher. She tools the block. 11 serving 5. Coach Catlett going to take his first timeout. This is a Hardin County Educational and Community Television student production. HCEC-TV is a division of Hardin County Schools. Live Channel 1 programming sponsored in part by Brandenburg Telecom, providing service for all your telecommunication needs. Physical Therapy Associates. More personal attention for more effective results online at physicaltherapyky.com. E-Town Apartments is a family-owned and operated management service. Over 30 years of combined experience. Take a virtual tour today at etownapartments.com. Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, a family-owned business with competitive prices, pickup service, and a friendly staff. Call 270-982-7206 to talk to someone about scrapping metal and recycling. E-Town Exterminate is a locally owned family-run pest control company that's been serving the surrounding areas since 1976. Call 270-737-6900 or go online at mugabug.com. And West Point Bank, let us help make life simpler. Hometown banking made simple online at westpointbank.com. So we come back to action. It'll be Katie Vest at the service line for the Bruins. 11 serving 5. Powers. Just Janes. Josie Smallwood there gets the kill. Addison Janes now to the line to serve. Ava LaFollette checking back in on the front line for the Panthers. 6 serving 11. Nelson to Vest, right at the net. Joust there, won by E-Town. Worrell pops it up. Vest now going to bump it over. Powers gets that one. To in the middle for Josie Smallwood. She goes off the blockers and gets the kill. Nelson to Vest. Outside Worrell. She'll roll that one back line. Powers gets to that. Janes goes set it outside for Brown. Brown goes back center. Seago there. Vest plays it into the middle, but runs into the standard. So it'll be a net violation. Eight serving 11. Seago to Vest. Back sets for Atcher, just tapped over, blocked back by Smallwood. Vest back outside. Worrell, she goes back center. Jessica Smallwood got to it and able to return it. And it'll be a point for the Bruins. Addison Keith back in for Central Hardin. Sadie Atcher heads to the service line. 12 serving 8. Powers to Janes. Back row, Jessica Smallwood with the attack. Atcher gets to that one. Vest bump sets for Keith. Blocked at the net. Nelson pops it in the air. Vest sends it right back outside. Keith again goes across court. Powers gets that one. And at the net. Not able to get to it. Point Bruins. 13 serving 8. We are in set number 3. Central Hardin won set number 1, 25-21. Set number 2, 25-22. And that one not able to get to point. Central 14 serving 8. Jessica Smallwood to James. Back sets Josie Smallwood off the front line. Nelson gets that one to Vest. She'll back set it for Worrell off the front line. Jessica Smallwood gets to that one to James outside, and Jessica Smallwood able to get that one over. Nelson to Vest. That one's going to clear the net. Joust at the net. As that one went out off of E-Town. Point Central 15 serving 8. Jessica Smallwood to Janes for Josie Smallwood. Back center. Vest gets to that one to Nelson. Sent back across. Worrell will now roll it over. Powers right at the net for Janes. Smallwood got it over. Nelson pops it in the air now. Keith taps it over and unable to get it back. Point Bruins. Jenna West now checking into the lineup for Elizabethtown. 16 serving 8. Ace. 17 serving 8. Jessica Smallwood right at the net. James pops it up. Now Brown will send it back center. Nelson to Vest. Outside Keith. She goes off the blockers. 18 serving 8. And Coach Catlett will take his second timeout in set number 3. Tune in weekly for all local HCEC-TV programs airing on Brandenburg Telecom and Comcast Cable Channel 2, Spectrum Communications Channel 184. You can always check out our past broadcasts on our YouTube channel. Just search HCEC-TV, subscribe to our channel, and get all your local community sports and events. I'd also like to thank NFHS, the National Federation of High School Sports, and its support in providing live streaming service. Contact NFHS.com to subscribe today. Again tomorrow night, back on the air as football action as Bullitt East will travel to take on North Hardin. Game time scheduled for 7:30. Coach Paul Gray will bring you all of that action. So we come back out onto the court. Sadie Atcher at the line for the Bruins. 18 serving 8. Powers, this will be right at the net. Janes sets it up. Josie Smallwood just tips it over. Keith sends it back. Janes to Powers. Bump sets outside Brown. That one blocked at the net by Taylor. Popped in the air. Brown rolls that back line. Atcher there to Vest. She goes outside for Keith. Cuts it across. It's in. 19 serving 8. Jessica Smallwood. James right at the nets for Josie Smallwood. Now rolls it over. Nelson to Vast. She'll take it to the middle for Taylor. Block there. Taylor pops it in the air. Nelson now outside for Addison Keith. Take it down the line. Janes gets to it, but not able to get it to a teammate. 20 serving 8. Powers to Jessica Smallwood. Now Powers will bump it over. Nelson to Vast. Back sets for Worrell. She'll just tip it to the middle. Janes gets that one to Powers. Back for Jessica Smallwood. She'll send that one over. Nelson to Vast. For Taylor, she sends it back corner. It's in. 21 serving 8. Powers to Janes. Jessica Small will send it back row. Atcher to Taylor. Now to go back. Nelson has to send that one over. Not able to get it. Point E-Town. Alyssa Philpott will check back in on the front line. As Josie Smallwood heads to the service line. 9 serving 21. Nelson to Vest. Outside Keith. She tools the block. Harper Lewis back in on the front line. For Central Hardin, Avery Powers back in on the back line for the Panthers. Sam Nelson at the line, 22 serving 9. Jessica Smallwood to Powers for Brown. Vest gets that one. Miscommunication. Actually, she stepped in front of Sam Nelson, who was going to come for it. Point E-Town. Lexi Davis now into the lineup. She'll head to the service line. 10 serving 22. Service error. Claire Worrell now to the line for the Bruins. 23 serving 10. Ace. And Worrell will serve for the match. 24 serving 10. Into the net. Service error. Grace Godfrey back in for Elizabethtown. Gracie Blair back in for the Bruins. 11 serving 24. Atcher to Nelson. For Keith. Rolled over. Powers has that one. To Janes. Outside, Jessica Smallwood. She gets the kill. 12 serving 24. Ace. 13 serving 24. Another ace. Back to back by Grace Godfrey. 14 serving 24. Three in a row. 15 serving 24. Nelson to Vest. Outside for Keith. Off the front line. Powers gets that one to James. Back outside. Jessica Smallwood just goes off speed. Vest will send it down the line. It's in, and that will do it. Central Hardin wins set number 3, 25-15 to win 3 sets to none. Again, for Central Hardin, they moved to 20-1 on the season. They're back in action tomorrow night in Lexington at Paul Lawrence Dunbar High School against Lexington Catholic. For Elizabethtown, they fall to 8-7 on this season. They're back in action on Tuesday night as they will host the Nelson County Cardinals. This is an HCEC-TV student production, a division of Hardin County Schools. Special thanks to our live sports coverage sponsors, Brandenburg Telecom, Physical Therapy Associates, eTownApartments.com, Waddell's Auto and Scrap Metal Recycling, eTown Exterminating, and West Point Bank. And we'd like to thank all of our student workers for making tonight's broadcast possible. Jackson Houston, Grant Bush, Isaiah Washington, Brooke Buell, and Parker Lally. We're back on the air tomorrow night at North Hardin High School, as there'll be football action as Bullitt East comes to take on the North Hardin Trojans. For all of our workers here at HCEC-TV, I'm Bobby Thompson saying so long and good night.